if there were better players than the guys in the team, they would be in the team. So if Iwata was better than McGregor, would be playing. If Kobayashi was better than Carter Vickers or Starfelt, would be playing. So I think O's an interesting one because I think O is showing some real potential in there, and I actually think it's an interesting one for this weekend in terms of O.
Well, you think O will start instead of Kyogo?
I don't think he will, but you know what? I think he maybe should.
What?
I do.
What?
I think if you look at the
huge call, Mick. Huge call.
Big statements here. I know. I would be severely tempted to chuck O into the starting lineup for this weekend. I would. You look at previous games against Rangers in the last kind of 18 months, and they've really struggled against Giakoumakis and the physical.
Did you watch the League Cup final, Mick?
I did, and I thought when he came on was terrific as well.
Yeah, did you see the Celtic goal scorer that day?
I did. This is why it's a big call. I know it's a big call. I just think that the O would have the real potential to really cause problems to that Rangers defence. They didn't like the physicality of Giakoumakis. They didn't like the physicality of O in the cup final when he came on.
Didn't like the Rangers didn't like the goal scoring of Kyogo in the cup final.
I take that
pretty
point.
important.
I take that point as well, but I would be really tempted to chuck in. Oh, I think he looks ready. He looks a real threat. And I say a real physical presence. I'd be really tempted to chuck him in. That's just my view. That's all.
I have to be honest, Chris. When I asked Michael that question, I wasn't teeing him up for such a howitzer. I wasn't expecting that. It was just a.
I mean, that is.
I think you disagree, Chris. I think you disagree.
Look, I mean, so what I think, in fairness to Mick, and I'm trying to help Mick out of this hole at this moment in time.
Too late, Chris. It's too late.
It is too late. Mick, you've said some ridiculous things over the years, but this absolutely tops it. What are you talking about? Look, in fairness to Mick, I think he'd be looking back at maybe the Giakoumakis and Kyogo debate. Giakoumakis caused Rangers a lot of problems with his physicality and the way he played. But I think after the League Cup final and the way Kyogo played and the issues that the Rangers backline had with his movement, I mean, he's not one to get so much involved in the build-up play, Kyogo. But in terms of his movement, the problems he caused the Rangers backline, his goals, I mean, it's a ridiculous debate, Mick. To be quite frank, I mean. It really, really is. I think what's going to be interesting about the game on Saturday is that in the League Cup final, I thought, for all the talk before the game, and this was Rangers, massive game. Mick Beale had came in and said a lot of things, lucky Ange, this, that, and the other. And they'd set themselves up for this fall because they had to win that League Cup final with all the rhetoric which was coming out of Ibrox. They didn't. And Mick Beale went away with his tail between his legs. I think that defeat really hurt him and hurt Rangers. And we're seeing now in the build up to this game, some of the Rangers players once again coming out and talking about, the gap isn't that big, this, that, and the other. I don't know why they even get involved in talking, about what the gap is and comparing themselves to Celtic.